in, Mom.
Welcome to
Coco. Oh, what are you going to say? Mama Coco?
No, I was going to say Coco Caliente.
Okay, well, that was a bad beginning, but we'll keep it in. It's fine. Okay, so this week's episode is me and my mom. I feel like since she's a new grandma, first-time grandma, we have a lot of things we can talk about, and you guys know my mom from my Amazon Live, the Jeni and Coco show. If you haven't checked that out, you should definitely check it out. We're a great time, aren't we, Mom?
Good time.
Yeah, we do some cooking shows, we do random shows, so you got to follow us because otherwise you aren't going to ever really know when we're going live because we never even know when we're going live. It just kind of happens in like 5 minutes. Mom's like, hey, we're going to go live. I'm like, sure, let's go live.
We're supposed to be doing a fashion show today, and I don't see it happening, so...
No, but
yeah.
I'm kind of glad that the fashion show isn't happening because I want to order some... You didn't really give me a heads up, and I want to order some new fall attire. So that way I can show it off. Because I feel like you're the one that has all the Amazon clothes.
I do have a lot of Amazon clothes.
Yeah, she has like 100 things. She's an Amazon shopaholic. Mom's going to start this episode off with her baby blooper.
Oh, no. She just threw this at me 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, so baby blooper, for those of you, if you didn't listen before... And we just started this new segment since having a baby. It's just a funny thing that maybe Arrow did. Basically, yeah, it's a funny thing that Arrow did that maybe is relatable to you as a parent, that can make us all laugh. So far, all of them have to do with going number 2, because I feel like that's the craziest thing that a baby does. First off, it's an explosion after explosion. And I think Mom's has to do with that as well. So... Go ahead.
Yes, it does, actually. On Friday, we picked up Arrow in the morning. We came and got him because Nicole had to come over anyway, so I thought it'd be easier and faster if we took him and then she could get ready and come over. So my husband gets off work at 10 on Friday, so we came over, and he's holding him on the couch, and I was in the kitchen, and I heard the loudest noise, like real loud. Arrow does poop very loudly, but this was like... 3 times as loud. And so I looked in there and I'm like, Dave, because I thought it was him. And he's like, no, it was Arrow. And I said, that was not Arrow. So then I didn't even walk out of the room. He's like, yeah, it was. And again, the same exact noise. And then his face was like, come get him now because I'm going to be covered. He was like, he just was like, we couldn't believe that noise came from him. And I put him up and yeah, his diaper was ready to come out everywhere.
I will say that it is never a surprise when Arrow poops. We can hear it. You hear it from anywhere in the house. And so it's kind of a good thing, though. I like to be able to hear it because I know when his diaper needs to be changed. I don't have to wait till I smell him or wonder. That's for sure. And the first couple times that he did it, it scared me so bad. And I would just chuckle. And now I'm just okay, so used to it. I was talking to my friend the other day, and she said that her baby, she never knows if he pooped or not, and I just thought that was so weird because Arrow's very loud. So
super loud, and it just, the funniest thing is it just does, you can be anywhere where it's just quiet, and then all of a sudden it's just oh my.
Yes.
It's quite, we all kind of chuckle about it because it's funny.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like, I say, a 300-pound full-grown man. That's what it sounds like. And his burps are quite loud as well. But so I don't know if it's going to get quieter as he gets older, if he's always going to be a loud farter. I'm not sure. I'm a little bit worried about it when he gets into school, and I don't want people to tease him because, anyways. Okay, so you are a new first-time grandma, and you've been looking forward to this for a long time. So I guess kind of tell us how it feels versus what you thought it would feel like, and I guess kind of take us through everything.
I love it. I just told her a couple days ago, I didn't think this was ever going to happen. I love it. My husband loves it. We love being grandparents, and we see him all the time. We live so close that we see him. We see him for hours upon hours daily. So it's just, I don't know. It's just nice. He's just always, and then when he's not around, you miss him right away because you're so used to him being there. And it's different being a grandparent than being a parent because, for one thing, I do get to sleep at night because she has him at home. So that's good. And also, things are different actually. Like everything I have to learn, I'm learning all over again because every swing, every baby product is nothing like what we use. Even the bottle process, there wasn't different nipples. You actually took a something like when I had baby nipples, we made the nipples bigger ourselves, like with scissors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like there wasn't like different flows or everything. Like there's everything she does, everything has to be changed. Each pacifier has like a 0 to 3 months or 3 to 6 months, and nothing was like that. Everything's so much more like detailed, and you have to read everything. And I thought baby monitors before, you just plugged them in and both ends and it worked.
There's no cameras either, right? It was just like
there might have been coming up, but I didn't have a camera. I don't know actually. Actually, our baby monitors, we could pick up all the neighbors' house phone conversations on ours.
Oh my god!
So you had to be careful. Literally, like the 4 houses next to me, I could hear their phone conversations.
That is so weird.
Yeah, so they were like totally. So they must have been just different. We could pick up everything.
Oh my god!
And some you didn't want to. Sometimes you had no. It was just always could pick up anything on those.
So there was something that you said that made me want to ask a question. Now I forgot. Something about, you said that everything was so different back then. I guess, do you think without all of this like extra technology, it was kind of like easier, or how did you really get through? Because you're a very worrywart mother, and I am too. So, like I have the outlet that tells me his pulse all night and his oxygen. I guess, how did you get through that?
I don't know. It was easy. I think it was easy. I mean, I just checked on you all the time, watched for the up and down, the breathing. And I still do that with him. So I still pick up you'll tell me to look at the baby monitor, but
dark,
I see.
But it's super dark in the middle of the night. I wouldn't be able to see.
I didn't keep it dark. Like everything's different. Like you guys really darken up. Even at my house, if he's taking a nap, you darken everything up. I just had you guys slept like how it was. Like you just got used to noises.
At night, though, it would be dark. So what would you do?
Go put my hand on you.
Oh, and I just sleep through that.
Yeah, and there wasn't no swaddles. We weren't wrapping you guys up.
That's what I was gonna say. The sleeping position now is on the back. When I was younger, it was on the side.
It was on the stomach, but I put you guys both on your side, and that's
a huge difference.
Because I was scared about the swallowing if you're on your back, like if you threw up.
Right, like aspiration.
Yeah, and then of course I didn't want to put you face down either, so I kind of like put you guys on your side, but eventually you would go move in your own positions. And I mean the same thing like you. I didn't get no sleep the first couple months when you're being a new mom. That's Everything is learning, but I think it was so much easier without having so many
rules, and so much. I think on the internet, like you post something and then you have 1,000 freaking opinions in 2 seconds. And then also, I guess car seats were very different too.
I like your car seats though.
Our car seats are way safer than what you guys used to use.
And having a base, like just for mine to yours, like I think I like your car seats. They've definitely improved on that sense.
I think most of it is improved. I guess it's just a lot. I don't know.
There's too many options. There is just too many options. Even bathtubs. There was one kind of bathtub, just like when I was given. That's why it scared me when I saw you give him a bath in that one, because it didn't seem like, I don't know. Everything was just so much.
It's different.
It was simpler. It was just, everything was simple. And now it's just learning everything all over again and having to have, like, we didn't have to have no noise machines or any of that kind of stuff, any kind of noise machines. Like when you come over, you set up everything like exactly. It wasn't like that. It was just lay you down to bed and you went to bed, and it was the mobiles that you winded up on the top of the crib, and probably by the time that quit, the baby was sleeping. I mean, it wasn't anything continuous.
I think now, we just have we say research shows that you're supposed to have, like, even our pediatrician, white noise is important, darkness is important, so he knows it's nighttime, and then swaddling is important. That's what we were told.
And you said a fan, too.
And a fan, because that helps reduce SIDS. Mental health can be a taboo subject, especially in the nursing profession. We all struggle with it, but we don't always talk about it. Happy Hour with Operation Happy Nurse, a podcast sponsored by Stability Healthcare, is out to change that. The pod explores the exciting world of stress relief and breaks down the truth about mental health and healthcare. Each session, hosts Carly and Shannon dive deep into new, off-the-beaten-path stress relief practices. They talk to experts, test out practices, and give their no-holds-barred opinions about how it impacts their mental health. Not only that, they interview mental health advocates and celebrities about their personal journeys with stress and anxiety, all to shed a light on the realities of mental health and uncover new, exciting, and impactful ways to better it. Pour yourself a glass of your favorite drink, get comfy, and tune into Happy Hour with Operation Happy Nurse every Tuesday on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast platforms. So, I don't know. At first I was like, we have a drag strip next to us, by the way. You can literally hear it all the way from over here. It's like, what, a mile away, 2 miles? So if you hear that in the background. But pacifiers, I was kind of like turned away by them at first because, I don't know, my friend said, everybody has an opinion, but like that it would mess up his teeth and stuff. And then he was comfort feeding when I was breastfeeding, so he was always wanting to be in my boob. And I was like, oh no, he's using this as a pacifier, and I can't sit here like for 18 hours and allow this anymore. So then we tried pacifier, which we tried the MAM pacifier as his favorite, by the way. And where was I going with this? Pacifier. Oh, then the pediatrician told me that it actually reduces the chance of SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. So now I put him to bed with a pacifier, and I feel great about it. And I guess it like stimulates him to remember, like if he's sucking on the pacifier, he's going to remember to breathe, because SIDS is caused just simply by the brain of the baby not like telling the body to breathe. So that's like really interesting in case you didn't know that. So now I'm happy that I use a pacifier, and I'll use a pacifier for all my kids. I think it's just taking it away at the appropriate time. I think once they get 2 or something, it can probably like change their teeth a little bit, but that's way down the road.
And you guys both of my children got rid of their pacifier on their own before 6 months old, so I didn't have like. Well,
he would chew on his like fist or thumb anyways, So, I mean, I guess he always will have his like thumb with him, so the pacifier is fine for me. And it's.
And I have a funny story. Before I forget, I want to talk about it. Last night we were having dinner for my husband's birthday, and we were talking about grandma and grandpa before what I was going to get called, busha, all the different things. And just like, how we talked about just naturally something would come. Well, we call Gammy and Gampy, because I would just say all the time, like,
come to Gammy.
Come see Gammy's here. And then David picked it right up from me and started saying, Gampy, come see Gampy. So that's kind of like what we call ourselves now all the time with Arrow. So we were talking about it at the restaurant last night, and Jesse started laughing, and he said, well, that's really cute, he says, but by the time he's old enough to know better, he's going to be embarrassed. He is not going to say, I'm going to my Gammy and Gampies. I'm like, yes, he will. And so we were just laughing. So what do you guys think? Now, everybody, after we told, Nicole and Victor weren't with us at the time because they had a wedding, and so it was just us four. So then last night when we were having cake after they got back, we went over it with them, and we're like, this is what Jesse said, and Jesse said it again or whatever, and Nicole and Victor both laughed too. They said, yeah, he's probably right. So now, no force, we're going to see at what age he quits calling us Gammy and Gampy.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, in like kindergarten, do you think that's still appropriate?
That's still young. He'll still
Okay, so like first and second grade is probably when he's going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed.
I don't know.
Then he'll start calling you grandma and grandpa or whatever. I don't know. It is kind of interesting how you thought about what you wanted to be called for like my whole pregnancy, and then it's nothing. You just came up with that.
It just like happened, yeah. And just talking to him, like.
And once he can talk, it'll be different because you're not going to refer to yourself as that. He's going to call you kind of whatever he wants. Like if he picks up on Papa, or he picks up on Busha or Gammy and Gampy, which is definitely going to be out the window by the time he's in first grade. I don't know if he'll call you straight up Grandma and Grandpa, but it's going to be whatever he kind of wants to say too, which is kind of cute. Once he can talk, oh my God. When did they start saying their first words? I don't even know. I have so much to learn.
It's all babbling, though, for a long time. So, I don't know. They can start like 6 months, 8 months. I mean, but it's going to be babbling. Like, they're just going to, be saying what sounds they hear and stuff. But I don't think it's going to be,
so I should start saying mama all
one
the time.
1.5, maybe, some actual words, calling the names. I don't know. I guess I can't remember. But I would say, around there. More words beside the mama, dada, baba.
Yeah, whatever they can pick up on. That's so interesting. He's already changed so much. So he's almost 2 months. On the 23rd, he'll be 2 months. Oh, that's my question. Do I count 1 month from 23 to 23? Or do I count it from 4 weeks and 8? Because he's over 8 weeks now, but not technically, not to the 23rd yet. So how does that work?
I would think you'd do it on the day of the month
23rd.
he was born.
Okay,
yeah.
So he's almost 2 months, and he's making great eye contact. He's giggling. You can make him laugh. He's super happy in the mornings. Oh, he's so freaking cute. Right now, my dad and Victor and him are on a golf cart ride. His first golf cart ride around town while we're podcasting. Okay, so I guess we can talk about what similarities do you kind of see in Arrow that you saw in me and Jesse, which is my brother.
He reminds me of my kids a lot. So, but I don't know what Victor was, looked like as a baby, and mostly it's looks, it's
expressions and what is it?
Well, sometimes I can see from the side view. It's really weird from the side view. I see a lot of Victor's expressions in him, but face on view, I see Jesse and Nicole expressions. So I already see him changing. He changes.
He changes a lot.
From yesterday to today, and then he can look like Victor today, and then tomorrow I'll come over and he's going to look like you again.
Yeah, and when I woke up this morning, I was like, Victor, I think his head grew a lot in the night. His head just looked a lot bigger, which I did read that the heads just, grow overnight, literally. But he has changed looks so much, and his complexion has changed so much, too. Some days seems to be, dark, and then some days he seems to be, definitely my complexion, which is super light. And I think depends on what he's wearing, but I don't know. It's weird because I thought he was a darker baby, and then now I think he's really, really, really light skinned. So I don't know.
And I thought he would start getting darker already. But to me, he seems like he's gotten lighter too. But then a week and a half ago, I saw him with a baby almost the same age. And her skin was a lot lighter than his. So
that's what Vic says. Vic compares it to other babies too. And when he saw one, he's like, "Oh my gosh, he's way darker." Yeah,
he compared to Jessica's little girl, he was way darker. But yet, if I just look at him now, he's lighter than us, but we're out in the sun,
Yeah, I hope he gets Victor's olive skin tone. I really do. Because, I have such sensitive skin, and I kind of think he already has a sensitive skin, which you do too, Mom. If he, even his clothes, he'll get, we'll wash them. I wash them with, what's it called? Draft. And everything, and do what I'm supposed to do. But sometimes he'll get, little red marks, and then he gets, he has, a little bit of, the baby acne. But I think that's from hormones, and it completely went away. And now that today it's, back again, and I was like, is it something? I don't know if anyone out there has had that happen, but could it be something that I'm eating, dairy? I don't know if it's something because it went away. So I don't know how the hormones would really get back in his system. So I don't know if it's something that I caused by something that I'm eating or what, but it's really interesting to me because I don't know if I don't know if it's a rash.
No, it's definitely the baby acne stuff. But he didn't have it last night.
No, he didn't. And he didn't have it this morning. This morning he had it after Victor. You know what? He was laying on Victor's chest though, so maybe it was and Victor shaved his chest.
Yes,
maybe it's the prickly hairs because it's just on the one cheek.
I bet you that's what it is.
I bet you that's what it is too. Because I was like, Vic, you handed him back to me. I'm like, why does he? And I went and immediately got a washcloth and just washed his face. I was like, is there something on it? But yes, I bet that's what it is. That would kind of hurt with a shaved chest. I gotta tell Vic, I gotta feel what it feels like.
Yeah, he does have really sensitive skin, and I'm hoping, cross my fingers too, he gets that nice darker complexion also.
Yeah, and his eyes are kind of changing Dad said that they're turning brown, and I kind of see that too, but they're between blue and brown and gray. I have no idea still what color his eyes are going to be, but...
and I don't see the brown yet.
Yeah. I think it's all depends, seriously, on what he wears and, like, what the lighting is. This episode is brought to you by Feels. CBD isn't about what you feel. It's about what you don't feel. Stress, anxiety, pain. Feels is a premium CBD that will help you keep your head clear and feel your best. It's hassle-free, delivered directly to your door. CBD naturally helps reduce stress, anxiety, pain, and sleeplessness. There's no hangover or no addiction. Place a few drops of Feels under your tongue and feel the difference within minutes. The thing to remember about CBD is that finding your right dose is important and everyone's dose is different. In fact, Feels offers a free CBD hotline to help guide your personal experience so that you find your perfect dose. The Feels customer service team is dedicated to making sure you get the best use of your CBD. Joining the Feels monthly membership makes your self-care easy. You'll save money on every order and you can pause or cancel anytime. Start feeling better with Feels. Become a member today by going to feels.com/Coco and you'll get 50% off your first order with free shipping. That's FEALS.com/COCO to become a member and get 50% off automatically taken off your first order with free shipping. Feels.com/Coco. What else do you think? Like, I think that he kind of looks like Jesse a little bit when he was a baby. I think he looked almost like identical at one point. Now he's changing, but I saw a lot of my brother in him. And it's funny because my cousin, my first cousin, will message me all the time. And she just messaged me this morning on Instagram story and just put, "Oh my God, he's your twin." And then I go on Instagram and there's so many people that are saying, "Oh my God, it's Victor's twin." So, like, literally, I don't think, like, you can tell one way or the other, and especially as an outsider not knowing what we looked like as a baby, because I don't see Victor in him yet, except for once in a while I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, you look like your dad today." But I don't know. It's just, like, seems like kind of like a perfect mix, but I think it's funny how people close to him are like, "He looks like you," and people close to me are like, as a baby, and they're like, "Oh, he looks like you as a baby too." He definitely has my nose. That's no secret. But I don't know. I think he might have Victor's, like, jawline and stuff. I'm just excited to kind of see.
I'm curious to see his hair, what his hair color, if it stays in dark color or if it lightens up. Because you guys were both born with dark hair too,
Yeah.
and now your hair is so light. So, yeah, I'm curious about that. He definitely looks like Little Arrow, but
He looks like an arrow, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely.
His name fits him, or his, like, nickname fits him perfectly. I love it.
He definitely looks like himself, but he definitely has, like I said, similarities and I don't think he'll grow up looking anything like Jesse.
No, I don't either.
I think that's when they change. I just think, like, the baby genes are there.
Totally. Okay, and we have I told you guys before that we're moving. We're moving into a house kind of like close to where we are now, but it's just a lot more space, a lot bigger. And actually, my brother is moving as well, so my mom can kind of talk about what it's like to. I think I would consider this house like. I mean, this house that I have now was, a starter home from the beginning. We kind of knew that, but now both of her kids, I would say, are going to have really nice, stable homes.
Forever homes, yeah.
Yeah, and so I mean, you guided us in the right direction. I'm 29, going to be purchasing, forever home, and Jesse's 27, going to be purchasing a forever home.
Well, he did. He actually...
Oh, he already moved, yeah.
He stayed his first night in there this weekend, but he has two houses, so he's going to keep his other one too. The other one's closer to work, and it has the 80 acres with it, so he's going to get that one's like a house on there, so he's going to keep that, and then he's also going to so he'll be bouncing back and forth, and that one's 20 miles from me, I'd say, or close to 20. The second one,
which is kind of far for my mom.
But then his closer one is 6 miles from us. Mm-hmm. But in between they're both on dirt roads. So if you go down the dirt roads between his two, for him, if he took the dirt roads, it's only like 6 miles between his two. So it's easy go back and forth for him. But we go all the way around, so we don't have to take our vehicles down all them dirt roads. So really, it's only 6 miles in between his. So I'm excited for him. He's really excited. I'm hoping to go back over there tonight. I've only been in there twice so far.
Is he spending the night there tonight?
No, he has spent the night there this weekend because Ashley was home from school. Mm-hmm. But he said he's too nervous to stay there by himself yet.
I would be. It's like a big house.
It's a big house.
And in the country, like, you don't know your neighbors.
He's not used to the sounds yet, like, of, the different things. He didn't even... The people that he bought it from, they're a really nice couple family, and they moved out of state, so they actually left it half furnished.
Yeah, there's a lot in there.
So they actually moved that bed. I didn't tell you this stuff. They left him one bed, and it still even had the plastic on it. So they moved that bed downstairs into their room.
Oh, that's nice.
Just for right now until they get a bed. So that's what they bought, sheets, and slept on that. But besides that, it has he bought a kitchen table, but besides that, it has all the living room furnishings and furnish. They even left like plates, the
big huge TVs. Yeah,
they left everything. So that's nice. So he hasn't had to
lawn furniture. Did you say that?
No, I didn't say the lawn.
That's where me and Mom took those one pictures on the porch. If you saw my Instagram with Arrow, we went there because we had to help hook up the internet stuff, and we had to sit there. And I was like, "Oh, this is so cute! I love the front porch as a porch swing and everything." So I'm gonna to go out there too, and it's definitely a house that I really wanted like a farmhouse forever, but it's just too far from my mom for me because like she said, Arrow's with her like a lot of the day. If he's with probably both of us, like he's with either one of us 100% of the day, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
But then I'd say, I go, if she's watching him and I'm working, I'm going back and forth like 4 times. But
and she'll work at my house for like 2 hours, and she'll come here for an hour and a half and do some work, and then she comes back. So we're both
would be too much.
We're
driving.
both. It's like us 3 are together pretty much.
Yeah,
80% of the day from the time she wakes up till like 7 at night, and then Victor gets home, and then she's back here and with Victor and the baby. Then unless I make dinner, then they all eat over at my house, and then they come home.
We've been eating dinner at Mom and Dad's house like 5 times a week because we're there and she's already cooking. I'm like, okay, so this is gonna cook for us. But it's just because otherwise it's really hard by myself. It would be it'd be impossible for me. He's a baby that has to be held all the time, and it would be impossible for me to get anything done, or I'd probably go a little bit insane because, it's nice to get like a little bit of a break, like to just be able to even go to the bathroom for 5 minutes without rushing or eating. Like, the thing I do now is I'm just like, okay, I just want to enjoy my meal instead of scarfing it down. So she helps me
and he doesn't like cry, like a cry. He does this. He says, wah, wah. Like there's no tears, but he can say wah really loud.
He's not actually like, you pick him right up and he stops.
So then you feel bad. So as soon as he starts saying wah, like, it'll be funny because Dave will just be outside and you set him down for 1 minute, like literally, like I have to go turn over like something in the oven or something. So I set him down, of course, and then Dave will walk in. What are you doing to my baby? Because he's going wah, wah, and I'm like, he's not even crying. He's literally like
he's just yelling knows that let's put him down. It's crazy.
And Nicole tells me that she's read it, she's seen it everywhere, that you can't spoil a baby. Mm-mm. I do not believe that for 1/2 a second because he literally, he just screams wah. And if you've seen the test and you pick him up and you don't even have him yet, and it's like immediately stop.
He just knows like your presence is there, and he stops and he's like, hey, pick me up.
So I trick him sometimes, even like when I want him to try to get him to lay down, I'll put my arm underneath him, put both my pressure on both of his feet, and let him hang on to my hand with a finger, and he thinks that I'm like holding him. Then I sneak my hands out on him because like try to get him to go to sleep, and he'll stop immediately. He just has to feel. He likes to feel you. So he's going to be a cuddler. Funny.
Definitely going to be a cuddler, and I'm not surprised by that at all because I'm super cuddly, and he will be too. And he was really like cuddled up he was in a weird position in my stomach too. So I don't know if it was.
That's what I'm wondering if that's some of it. I mean, because now I wish I was around somebody else who had a baby the same age so I could I actually text her one of her one of her close friends and ask her because she had a baby 2 weeks before and she has a 2-year-old and I had forgotten everything. So when I'm watching him, I'll randomly, she's on maternity leave still too. So I'll text her random questions and just to see if things are the same. But one thing he does is and I don't know if it was because he was breech, but he is always flailing his arms and legs he just and I keep forgetting to ask her about that.
It's I don't know. I think that's why I guess you're supposed to swaddle your baby. I guess it's more because of the startle reflex, but he does really, really just flail his arms and legs. He acts
like he's swimming or trying to get up from water or something all the time.
Well, you know what I was wondering is, how he's he has a lot with his neck and just I was wondering if maybe his head was, because it was so pushed down by my ribs, if I messed up something, he can't stretch his neck. He just has a lot of rolls on his neck, which is, I feel a Franzel thing, honestly, right? It runs in the dad's family. But I'm the poor guy, he just carries so much weight right there that it just looks kind of uncomfortable.
I think it's that his face is so petite, his features, that his chubby cheeks go into his neck. Because
I think so too.
Actually, I had a nephew who's Jesse's age now, and I remember I was telling Nicole all his baby pictures because I'm okay, when we take pictures, got to make sure he stretches his neck a little because I can remember my nephew, every one of his pictures he had the exact same, which it could be because it's a Franzel, has the Franzel, the neck, and
Well, you can take a really bad picture of him, Victor will post pictures. I'm Vic, poor guy, he got the unflat because he tips his head up and all you can see is his neck, but if you just tip it down, it's totally good.
Yeah, you and Jesse, I don't remember having quite as
well. His legs are skinny. He has no belly rolls or anything. So I just he carries a lot of it up there, and I just want him to be comfortable. And then I got to make sure I wash between all those neck rolls too.
He just got the cutest.
It's really cute. I think it's
super
sweet and super cute. But Victor had huge chubby cheeks when he was a baby, and I have chubby cheeks still to this day. So I knew he would have chubby cheeks. I just want him to be comfortable. And if you do look in photos of him, his chin is so defined. And I didn't realize that until Megan came up and was his jawline is so defined. And now that I look, he has this little pointy chin with these big cheeks and his big neck, but his chin is still defined. So you'll have to look. It's really cute and funny. Okay, so do you want to say, I guess we kind of want to talk about, let's talk about Amazon Live a little bit more before we head off. Basically, me and my mom, we love to do shows for people who might, because our podcast is voice only. So for people who might want to see us in real life and chat with us in real time, that's kind of why we're doing Amazon Live. We really do enjoy it. So that's another platform if you want to kind of see us interact, our facial expressions. I think we really do just wing it.
And it's supposed to be the new thing, and we really enjoy it, and we actually get a lot of good feedback, from different emails and different things that really they say it's like hanging out with us, It's
we have about 40,000 people coming into our live shows when we're live, and it's insane.
That, and some might only click in for a minute.
Some might only stay for a minute, but I mean that's still really cool. And we talk with them on chat, and Mom's always making something weird. And in the kitchen, it's fun. So
but I'm going to cut down on my cooking on the kid shows to maybe the cooking once a month on there because
it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work and it's a lot of mess, and it takes me at least 3 hours, even if it's not a cooking show, to get everything ready for an Amazon Live because you do have you have such a small spot to show everything, and you have to wherever it's you're using half the stuff I'm using in my house, so I have to go take it from wherever I'm using it from, take it apart, take it out, hold it up. But
we do enjoy it. It's a lot. It is a lot of work. It's not easy. So we do it because we enjoy it. And so we would love for you to kind of see a whole different aspect of our lives. Arrow comes in sometimes. It's just
it is. It's a fun thing, but like I said, you definitely need to follow us on Amazon Live because we do plan on having shows all the time, and somehow they'll get pushed back. We had 3 though last week. We did good last week. We didn't have any all the way the whole month, but then had 3 last week. And Tuesday we're actually having Taco Tuesday,
and that one's for sure.
Yeah, that's already set up.
Mom's got shirts and everything.
So that's a cooking one. So we're definitely going to have the
taco. And this will be out before then. So join us this Tuesday for Taco Tuesday and see what you think of the show, if you like it, and you can come join us and hang out. And I just think it's cool because. Like a YouTube channel was too much for me to like try to edit a video, have someone like film us. We literally just show up, us in the real life. Trust me, we do not get like all dialed up. We do not, we're as freaking relatable, I think, as it comes. Maybe we show a little bit too much.
Yeah, I think so. Sometimes we barely get our hair combed before it's time to click it on because we're already so late getting all the products in the order we want to show them, and then you'll see we have them laying all over, and it'll be like, oh gosh, where'd we put that? So you can show 40 items. In the first few shows we showed 40 items so easily, like in an hour. Now it's too much. Now we're going to try to go 20, 25 because
that's the most I want to go.
We did 40 this last show we did, and it felt like we were excessive talking, and we didn't get to talk enough about and show each thing.
We were like rushing because it was dragging on, it felt like. So yeah, we're not going to do that anymore. And we're super honest about the products. Like if we pull up a product and we're like, hey, we don't think this is worth the money, dude, we're honest about it. And
basically we ordered this in and we don't like this, I'm sending it back.
Yeah. So we're not sitting there trying to like sell you guys things that we don't like. Most of the stuff that we put on is stuff that we've had for years. So that's what's great about it too, is Mom's been shopping from Amazon forever. And we can go back. And
I get lots of Amazon packages every week. So a lot of it's new, but a lot
of it is new. But when we started out, it wasn't like too bad.
Yeah.
And now my mom's going a little bit nuts. She could have an Amazon warehouse. I'm a little bit worried about her. And I'm like, Mom, you do not need that. She's like, oh, I'm going to put it in your cupboard. I'm like, no, you're not. Now that I'm getting a new house, I'm going to have a lot more space. So I'm really worried.
Her and Jesse both, because that's one thing that's what, when we start talking about the houses, this is why I put down on my list to talk about it. I'm super excited because Jesse has a 4-bedroom, nice, big, what kind of home is that? What are those called? Is it Cape Cod? No, it's not a ranch. I think it's a Cape Cod home. So he has so much room because it's just him, and Ashley, of course, still goes to school for 4 more years. And so when she's home on the weekends, and then, so it's just those two. And then Nicole's house is nice with a huge basement, tons of closet, tons of storage. So I'm finally excited to get things out of my house.
Yeah.
My husband, we're getting new windows. We haven't had new windows. We've lived there 30 years now, over 30, 32 years. And we haven't had new windows. So we got a new window appointment. When is it? October? I should know it because my husband reminds me.
They're dying to know when your wall side window appointment is.
Huh? No, but I'm just saying it's coming up. But things take a long time now. So it's been 8 months.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, you booked that forever ago.
Like 8 months.
No way.
How long?
I don't know. Maybe it was.
It was only like 8 months.
Crazy.
It might not even been 8 months. It might have been 6 months.
But still.
So it's been it was at the very beginning of this year. They came and did the measurements, but that's how long, like they say, they're behind or whatever. So they're coming in to do our windows, and my husband keeps reminding me, you need to, because it still looks like Jesse's room. He has 2 places, and his room still is full of all his stuff.
It is.
Got a room downstairs full of Nicole's stuff. And it's like, I'm like, yay, I can finally start packing up their stuff and sending it their way, or else they could garage sale it, keep it, do whatever they want.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is, before, when I get to move slowly, because I'm not going to put my house on the market right away, the one I have now. So I'm going to move slowly, and then I'm going to just have a huge sale in my house. It's all tile, so when everyone walks around, and that's fine. I'll just mop it and stuff before I sell it or get it cleaned really well, but have everything for sale that I'm not going to take over to my new house. So I'm actually really excited to get rid of a lot of stuff because I don't really want to look at the same stuff. It's not going to be the rustic farmhouse theme, my new house. So that's pretty much everything in my house right now. And I'm just excited to kind of like get rid of it and start fresh. And I got to get rid of a ton of clothes. So I don't know. It's hard because that's only people in this area that can really, I don't know. I wish that I lived in a more populated area to get rid of some of the clothes and stuff because my style is a little bit funky for most. Okay, is there anything else you want to add, Mom?
No.
Oh, wait, was there weird or normal? Mom has a weird or normal for you. I almost forgot. Okay.
And most of you will probably think this is really weird, but so I'm trying to sit here and think before. So my husband, I don't like when we go to bed at night. He likes to spoon all the time. So he's got his arm on me or else. And what he does is I feel like I get no sleep at night because he'll be hanging on to me. Then he'll tap me because he wants to turn the other way and he'll tap me and say, okay, I'm going to roll over. And it's your turn now. And so this will happen like sometimes 6 times in the night. And when I get woke up, if it's around 1:30, for some reason, I don't fall back asleep till 3. Then all of a sudden I'll grab my phone and look at things or whatever. And so I do not, it's just that one time. I sleep the best in the morning actually after he leaves for work because he isn't doing this to me because he gets up at 5. So when he gets up from 5 to 7, I sleep so good. But anyways, is it weird or normal when your husband's doing this kind of stuff? I go and sleep with my head at the bottom so that if he wants to grab onto something, he can only grab onto my feet. I don't have to turn. And we both sleep so good. It's just kind of funny. So
is it weird or normal to sleep head to foot with your significant other for, I guess, more room? More comfort?
Yeah, so you're not because we don't like to sleep face to face, so we're not breathing on each other because we had a king-size bed our whole lives. And then once, because Nicole, the kids used to climb in bed. We've always had king-size beds. So we went down to a queen-size bed. So, and then if the dogs are there, they're somewhere on there too. So it just seems like it gets a little crowded sometimes. But I'm really going to, so I don't have to do that. I might have to. But I told him it don't matter how big the bed is because he'd probably still be tapping me. Yes. So is it weird or normal?
Mm-hmm. And I guess for me and Victor, we have a king-size bed, and we literally can't even, some nights find each other because it feels so big.
But you said he doesn't like to...
He doesn't... No, he, broke me from my cuddling, which I'm actually, really upset about because he throws off so much heat, and he couldn't sleep if, I was cuddling him or vice versa. So now, you know what, though? I do cuddle my dogs. I have to have the weight of the dogs on me, so... They cuddle me and it's nice. And then once Arrow's old enough to be able to sleep in the bed, I'm totally probably gonna let him cuddle. I'm not gonna say no, you go to your room.
So yeah, so you can, and also that's another part of it too. Can you sleep with your husband's legs and arms and draped on you, or do you need your own personal space where nobody can be touching you? You just want to have your legs free.
And I think that's this is a whole nother topic for a whole nother day, but I think that's what kind of caused a lot of my anxiety throughout the night was not having that cuddling. If I'm being completely honest, because that's kind of when it happened was, I guess when I don't know, when I didn't get cuddled through the night. I think that's something that I was always cuddled pretty much my whole life. And then when Vic was I don't want to cuddle, I think it was a whole nother thing I had to learn. And then I got a weighted blanket, but the dogs had always cuddled me. And I don't know, but I'm glad I trained myself. Before I went on Big Brother, I had the final time. I kept the dogs at my parents' house because I was okay, I have to train myself to not have the weight of them on me and beside me, because obviously I want to be sleeping in a bed by myself, and I don't want to not be able to sleep when I'm already going to be so stressed out in there. And so I had to do that for 3 months.
And even when you had always a best friend that always spent the night, so you always were.
And I slept with Mariah in college in a twin-size bed. We slept head to foot, though, because that's really hard to fit in a twin-size bed. And that was but I was just so used to that. Isn't that kind of weird? I don't know. That's a very weird thing. I just met Mariah and we're already hey, can I sleep in your twin-size bed with you? Because, I don't know, I was just used to having that, comfort of someone else. And then when I went on vacation with my friends in nursing school, I was sleeping with my friend Caitlin at the time, and she goes, "Damn, you're like a koala bear. I woke up and you have your arms and your legs all around me." So every night she's like, "Don't koala me tonight." I'm like, "Okay," and I would do it, and I wouldn't know I'm doing it. And she said she had to like break free from me. So I guess that's just how I am. But no, I don't think I do it anymore, which is kind of sad. Thank you guys so much for joining this episode. Check out our Instagram. That's Coco Caliente Podcast. Check out our Twitter. That's Coco Caliente Pod. We have updates on there and lots of photos and cool things. We also have merchandise at cococalientepodcast.com. So check it out there. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
If you want to be the most interesting person at the cocktail party, well, hop on over and listen to the Brain Candy Podcast.
Our award-winning content will have you laughing while you're learning.
We read all the best articles, books, and studies, and keep up with new TV shows, documentaries, and pop culture. And then we cram it all into 2 shows a week.
Conspiracy theories, cannibal rabbits, unsolved mysteries, the history of the Walkman. There's something for everyone.
The Brain Candy Podcast. Find our link in the show notes.
Or simply search for the Brain Candy Podcast on your podcast app.